Okay, so what I have here is my Arduino MOD Player project I've made. So it's basically a player for Amiga Protracker 4-channel module files on the Arduino itself. Like, that's all it is. It's just an Arduino here, as you can see, and some wires to hook it up to, some LEDs, resistors so they don't burn out, and the headphone port here hooked up to some headphones. It uses pulse width modulation, high speed, to do sort of a ghetto digital to analog conversion, because I don't own a digital to analog converter. I made a bad resistor ladder one here and it sort of worked, but it's only one channel. It has stereo here with 2 PWM channels. The limits on the module file are about basically only like 20 kilobytes, because it has to be stored in the flash memory of the AVR on the board there. Okay, so I have the program loaded on here, and I have something holding it reset. If I unplug it, it should start playing. There we go. Okay, if you can hear the sound decently alright and sort of see the LEDs here, they're flickering to the music. What they mean is each one of them represents a channel, and basically whether it's active or not, it's whether it's on or not. And when I say active, I mean whether it's playing something that has volume greater than 0, which makes sense. So yeah, if you can hear that. And to prove that it's stereo, I'll unplug one of the channels here. So now you can only hear some of the music. It's because 2 of the module channels are playing through one of the speakers, and then the rest of them will be playing through the other side. So yeah, that's how it works. So here I got my directory with my source code and stuff. How I do it is I convert each module file to a different format that I made up that's easier to read on the AVR. Like, it's a lot easier to process it. I actually compressed the pattern data to be smaller and took out a lot of garbage and made it just a lot easier to find the data. And so how I have to load it here is I have to replace this file here, song.mod, with whatever I want to play. And then I have to type my make command, make all program, which will make it, build it, convert the mod file, and upload it to the Arduino. Now, I said before that it could only be 20 kilobytes for a mod file. That's because of the size of the firmware plus the size of the Arduino bootloader, because I don't have a decent programmer. I have to use the Arduino bootloader in there that's already there, which does work with AVR, So if I type this, it should reflash the Arduino. Of course, I need to give this console focus. Okay, so it built it, now it's flashing it. And that song.mod is a different mod that's actually was actually flashed before. Yeah, see? So just bear with me I'm using an iPod to record this. I don't know how good the video quality is or the sound quality, but I'm going to post the source code and stuff, so if you want to test it yourself, you can try it. One thing you need to know, though, you have to have either WinAVR or be on Linux and have your AVR toolchain installed. It's not going to work in the default Arduino environment, because it's not C++ and it's not a sketch, it's actually the C code. You need a bit more knowledge than typical Arduino programmers. And let's try a few more, just for fun. Now the sample rate is, I have it limited to be, let's see what I have it at. 18 kilohertz. That's probably about as high as it can go. If it goes any higher, it'll start slowing down. It won't be able to process the song fast enough that it outputs the sound. See, it's flashing it there. Interesting. So, if you had a better AVR chip, you could do something much better. I've seen people doing like 32, well, maybe not 32, like 28 channel mod files, but they've programmed it in assembler and have like external RAM and a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just showing that something like this can be done on an Arduino. As you can see, okay, I'm going to do one more file. One here. Really, I could do any of these, but there's like 100 files plus in this directory, so I'm not going to do every single one. So yeah, the sound quality might sound pretty bad, but it doesn't sound too bad if you actually have it, if you're actually listening to it, not from a recorded iPod recording. Oh yeah, and one more thing to prove to you that I'm not just like streaming it off the computer and using the PWM to convert like digital to analog. Here, let me unplug the USB if I can. Okay, and let me plug in a battery pack, 9-volt battery pack. And we'll turn it on. So yes, it is just an Arduino and it plays module files. If you look in the video description, you can find source code, and I think I will post some compiled hex files that you could try to upload. Yeah, I'll also tell you which pins are what, because you can't really see it very well here. Which pins on the board are for the sound and the LEDs. But yeah, if you do try this yourself, don't hook the LEDs directly up to the pins or they will burn out. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. If you actually watched this whole 8 minutes of video, I doubt some people will. But yeah, I think it's an interesting project. I had fun doing it, although some things were tedious, like finding bugs and such. But anyway, I'm gonna stop. Bye-bye.